and welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm joined today by Jay.
Hello. So
Jay's new to the team. I'm sure you've been seeing him in previous videos. So if you're looking to buy a watch, hit Jay up. Johnny will put his number down below and Jay will help you find the perfect watch for you. So today, I'm sure you can already tell by the title of the video, we are going to talk to you about MB&F or Max Büsser and Friends MA.D.Edition watches, which as you can see, we have all three in front of us. We've got the blue, the red and the green, and these were all released in stage 1, 2 and 3. We're not going to pretend that we know every single thing about these watches, but what we are going to do is give you our honest opinion from seeing them. Jay had one on earlier today as well, so he's going to give you his feedback on that. We are going to tell you a little bit about the brand and about how they were released, but most importantly, we want to tell you our thoughts on the watch and if we would recommend that you guys buy them or not. So let's jump into it. So the blue was the first one of these watches which was released, and this was released to people known as Friends, which included anyone who'd been helping with the creativity of the brand since it was formed in 2005. Now this includes all workers from dial makers, hand makers, those who craft the brand cases and everything you can imagine, photography, writers, designers, absolutely everyone. So the second group of people that this one was made available to are known as the Tribe. Now the Tribe are people who've registered interest with the company and have bought watches previously. So whether that's people who had already had one watch from MB&F or whether they are collectors, and that was the group of people who were offered the first release of this. The second edition that was released was the red, which we have here. Now this was offered up in a batch of 1,500 timepieces, and this was offered to people who previously sent an email expressing interest in purchasing the possible future versions. Now this was done on a raffle basis where people could register their interest and then people were chosen at random to obviously be the lucky owner of these watches. The first round of raffles gathered 19,000 inquiries. They then made a second batch of the MAD Reds, or MAD Reds, which were again raffled off in February 2023. This time the raffle attracted over 22,000 fans. So the third release that they did was this green one, which we have here on the table. Again, this was offered up in a batch of 15,000 watches and is available through a raffle system. So we're very lucky to have this, as these have only just been being released from October. So this one here is less than a month old. So if you are wanting one of these greens and you wanted to enter the raffle, unfortunately you are now too late, as these have already been delivered, as we have one here. Now the first was released in October and they are running up until April in 2024. So if you have been on the waiting list, you will be receiving yours by April 2024. Now with these watches, me and Jay wanted to tell you a little bit about what we found from them, tell you our opinions on them, and if we would recommend that you guys buy them.
So before I go into what I personally think about these watches, I'll tell you a bit more about them. They're all 42mm on a leather strap. They were first released in 2021 all the way up to 2023. The retail price of these watches when they first come out was around 2,900, and on the grey market they've actually risen to around £5,000, £6,000. On my personal opinion, do I think these will go higher in price? I do, because they are very popular watches. Would I pay that much for one of these watches? Personally, they are a bit big for my wrist. I like a smaller watch. I normally go for around 36 to 39mm watch. These are 42mm. I was wearing one around the office earlier to see how it feels, and it was a bit too large for me.
With you saying it was a bit too large, what did you find was large? Was it the case size or the thickness? Because for me, it's the thickness. I mean, the watch itself is great, but I think it's just the thickness for me that kind of, especially if you were wearing a suit or something like that, I think it would just catch a little bit too much. But I'm going to be controversial, and where you've said you probably wouldn't, I probably would spend the grey market price, because a lot of people, like you've seen in our previous video where Lee is with luxury suits in Dubai.
What do you put in your personal collection?
It's MB&F. I love the only model that has tourbillon on the top. I collect few of those pieces. It's just artistic.
He said that these are the most recent watches that he's added to his collection. I think if you are a serious watch collector, it's always lovely to have these in. But I understand from a personal perspective that you might not want to wear them. They're not the most wearable watch, but they are cool.
Yeah, they are very popular, and they are only growing in popularity at the moment. Like you say, there a lot of serious watch collectors are buying them and they're keeping them.
Well, the key thing for a collector is it rare? Has anyone really got it?
Yeah.
And where they sort of, are they ever going to go up in value? I mean, from the retail price to the grey market price, they've shot up, obviously, from just below 3 to 5 to 6. They are only very limited, obviously, with them releasing like 1,500 of sort of each, maybe a bit more on the other ones. You know, overall, there was only a limited amount that they've released. So I think if you're a collector, you'd want them, wouldn't you?
Like, as a collector's point of view, then I can completely understand why you would get one, because they're still kind of a new brand. They're very popular. Obviously, Max Büsser is a well-known name in the watch watch industry, but they're still growing. They're still a baby, aren't they? Really, compared to all the other watch brands that we have out there.
It's only been going, like we said earlier, since 2005.
Yeah.
One thing I think we were both sort of pleasantly surprised is the quality. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, when you hold it in your hand, firstly, it has a bit of weight to it, so you're definitely going to know it's on your wrist, which is something that obviously I personally like. I like to know I've got my watch on my wrist. The straps, like, they're leather and they feel really, really durable. Obviously, this one here, which Jay's got in front of him, is a different kind of leather. This one's got more of like a pattern to it, but again, they feel really robust, really strong. The clasp as well, I really like the clasp. It's got a really nice brushed finish to it with the MAD on it as well, which you can see here. And they do feel like really well put together luxury watches, don't they? And I'm not going to take Jay's thunder because Jay actually taught me about this. I found this dead interesting when you were telling me about it before.
Well, what I believe it is when you're driving. So as the watch is sitting on your wrist, like that, you'll be holding the steering wheel and you can see the time perfectly for the side, like there from the view. And at the front there, it's just basically you get to see the innings of the watch, how it works. It's really interesting from the top. Like, as I say, personally, I wouldn't own one, but that, by all means, that doesn't mean that they are bad watches at all. They're very well made. They're very interesting watches.
It's personal preference, isn't it? And as you can see, you've got the hours at the top, if you can see from the side, and then you've got obviously the minutes at the bottom. It is an unusual, unique way of telling the time, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's kind of different. If I was to buy one myself, I love green, but I think this blue on the grey is
the grey,
my favourite, is it?
Yeah, with the grey and the blue. And the way they come in these cool packets. I've never seen a watch come in anything like this before.
That's cool.
You take the top off here, got you call that a UV torch, shine that on the lume, and it'll brighten the lume up straight away.
I think this is a cool feature.
It is.
I mean,
I've never seen that before.
No. Do you know what? Most watch collectors, most watch lovers, like a bit of a gimmick, like something a bit different.
So obviously designed by Max Boucher. I think he was an engineer originally, and then he started working with watches at JLC, and then Harry Winston, and then went on to make his own watch brand, which is what we have here. They are designed, made by an engineer. That's why they're so interesting.
The whole ethos around the company is for watch lovers, watch collectors, offering it to people who've first shown an interest, and then offering it to the kind of people who have shown an interest and wanted to do it, doing it on a raffle system so people get a fair chance of winning them. And it's definitely got me interested in Max Boucher's brand a lot more. I don't know about yourself.
No, I absolutely agree with you. Like, I'm not going to lie, I'm no expert on these watches. Obviously, when I first see them, very interested in them. I wanted to learn more about them. They really changed my view on different type of watches out there that you can get, and obviously on the MA.D. brand. Looking forward to see what else they've got coming out.
Like we said, these will be available on our website, and obviously, Jay, you're going to be seeing a lot more of. So if you are interested in any watches that we have available, give Jay a message. Jay will look after you. He'll give you the best possible deal, so make sure you are contacting him. Johnny will put his number down here below for you guys to get in touch. But let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you'd add them to your collection. Let us know if you think they're worth the money, if you like the brand. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your experiences. If you own one especially, let us know. We want to hear how you enjoy it. Do you like it? Did you feel pleased by the value to how much you wear it, etc. So please make sure that you do let us know. As well, before we go, please make sure that you like, comment and subscribe.
And thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.